Welcome back, rankers. I'd like to say I'm out with the crew again, but they've all gone home. Just me and you here to talk about SEO and Google. Still no penguin. Oh, last week turned out what I was seeing, or what we were seeing in here collectively, was a change in local search. So what we narrowed it down to was the area in which we Google thinks in an area in which Google thinks we are, which is actually right. It's not always the case, but at the moment it is right. It's correct. We're in Mount Waverley. The results for that region changed. So probably southeastern region of Melbourne, but we've seen it across a few other clients as well. So just keep an eye on that. If you find your traffic's gone down a bit, could be that local search has changed around a bit. Yeah, so have a look at that. I want to talk to you a little bit about speed, because I was talking to this client again today, and I was looking at the numbers. I'm just going, these are freaking awesome. So this is the one I showed you last year about speed, right? And I wanted to tell you a little bit about making your site faster without actually changing hosting companies. There's a few ways that you can do that if that theme seems a little bit too daunting for you. And quite frankly, if you went out and changed your hosting company, there's no guarantee your site's going to be faster if it has real speed issues that have nothing to do with hosting. Okay, and that is true. So for instance, let's have a look at this site. So this one last year, this was in November last year, they adjusted, well, they actually changed servers. Didn't change hosting companies, they changed servers. And you can see here they're averaging just over a second, something like that. This is the graph I showed you last year. So the orange line represents November 2014, and the blue one here is 2015. And you can see here, we've got the little annotation there. Hey, went live with a new site on this date, and you can see there, boom, up it goes. But you can see it's remained consistent. This is Christmas, New Year, and it keeps going up. Now, this site does, on average, and you can see, you know, we're getting into the realms of over 100% increase in Google traffic. That's from Google organic traffic, right? So this is coming out of, so simply by making the site 400 or 500 milliseconds faster, we're seeing an increase of up around 100% in traffic. So then you go, whoa, why? Well, you go over back to your rankings and look at this. So this is the site. So this is a program called Stat, and this is a representation of all the key phrases that we're tracking for this particular client. I think it's up over, be up around 50, something like that, 50 phrases we're tracking. And I'll just turn that orange line, I'll leave the orange line. So the orange line means Google base rank, and this is the average rank. So basically what we're saying here is this orange line is the rank of the sites if there were no universal results. So no maps, no places, no images, no featured answers, no featured snippets, nothing. Obviously it doesn't include ads. So that's what the orange line means. The blue line is with that stuff. That's why the blue line is higher. Remember, on this graph, higher means lower. Thank you, Stat. They're from the northern hemisphere. I think that's the problem. So you can see the average rank here, it says 6, and then down here it says it's 4. So there's probably a places or a featured answer on average. But this is a representation of all the key phrases that we're tracking for this client. So green means top 10. So you can see here in November, there are about 31 phrases in the top 10 out of our 50. And then today you can see there's 41. So over that period, we've had 11 phrases jump onto page 1, and this line represents the average movement. So you look at the November the 19th. Look at that. So bang. So basically what this is saying is that on November the 19th we had 5 phrases. The only 5 that we're tracking, mind you, not the ones that we're not tracking, right? There's a lot of those that we don't even look at that Google's ranking, right? But on November the 19th, we had another 5 phrases jump into the top 10. Then the following week it was up to, so we're already there, we're up another 10 phrases. It's actually been better down here, you can see here, and it's slowed a little bit, and you can see that in the speed graph as well. And this area here, this is, sorry, I'm smiling and getting a bit excited. This area here is sort of saying, oh, rankings are up and down, they're all over the place, what's going on there? And then when you go back and have a look at the speed graph, you go, oh, look at this, the rankings are all over the place, wonder what's happening there. That's why. Site was under load, rankings dropped a bit. There it is there. So, and then you've got this nice calm line since the beginning of January. So this is all sort of Christmas frenzy here, the site under load and the rankings going up and down. So this is a representation of rankings. So here's some things that you can do right now that will make your site go faster. First of all, if you're on a database driven site, like a WordPress site, like a Magento site, like a Drupal site, like a Joomla site, like any content management system site that there is, basically, optimize that database. And for WordPress, there's some simple things that you can do there. You should get rid of everything that's in your trash, your old posts, any old comments that you've deleted. Get rid of any old spam that you've deleted. Make sure all that trash is empty. Get rid of any old draft posts that you've deleted. In fact, there's a nice little plug-in. Now what's that one called? It is called Optimize Database after deleting revisions. And I need to update it on this site. Excuse me. So, yeah, optimize your database. That's a great little plugin for WordPress. If you're on Magento or any of the other sites, go and speak to your developer and say, you need to optimize database. I want to make sure all products are actually gone. If we've unpublished anything that's unpublished that you're not going to republish at some point, get rid of it. That'll help your database. It'll be quicker to load and all those things, sorts of things. Won't be as big, won't be as much to look at, all that sort of stuff. Now, if you didn't do that and you move to a faster web server, you probably still get a good bump in speed. But before you do it, why not get a better bump and lower cost bump too? People are often asked, what sort of hosting package should I get? My response to that is get the fastest one, whatever it costs. That's not always available for some businesses, so get whatever the budget can allow, basically. Good hosts and bad hosts. If you're on WordPress or something like that, we're switching most of our clients across to a new hosting service for them. Magento, obviously you've got to get something that is really kick-ass and fast, because it's a big, heavy, cumbersome thing. But some of the other things that you can do on the server side, and this applies for Drupal, Magento, WordPress, is a caching system. So basically what that does is that it handles speeding up the site by telling, in its most simplest way, is by saying to whoever's requesting a web page, whether it be a robot or a human or whoever, and is to say, you came here an hour ago, you don't need to re-download those images because you've already got them. Or we're going to not deliver you the stuff that was published 20 seconds ago because it's brand new. It doesn't really matter. We're going to deliver you stuff that you've seen earlier. Or anyway, caching is a way of keeping stuff closer to the user so it loads quicker for them, basically, is the easiest way to say it. Now, configuring all those, so for WordPress there's things like Zen Cache, W3 Cache, Super Cache. There's heaps of different ones out there. I'm using Zen Cache at the moment. We've used W3 Cache in the past, which you'll find a lot of recommendations out there for. I found it to be a little bit buggy. So Zencache and W3 Cache are the two caching tools that we're using right now. So just doing those sorts of things. So optimize your database, delete old files. Oh, third one, if whatever content management system you're on, if you're not using a plugin or a module, whatever it might be called on the CMS that you're on, get rid of it. Anything that you don't need that is going to slow down load time, get rid of it, and a plugin will. So make sure you do that as well. And hopefully that's helpful. And hopefully, you know, my next thing I'm working on with that other client is to work on their, one final thing, AMP. A lot of people have been talking about accelerated mobile pages and won't that speed up things. Yeah, but only if you're a big publishing site, okay? That's pretty much what it's mainly for. So for instance, ProBlogger is a client of ours, Darren Rouse, a lot of you know him, will be moving both Digital Photography School and also ProBlogger.net, or will be implementing AMP on both of those sites. Because he's a mammoth publisher, and that's what it really suits. It's almost like, if any of you remember WAP, it's, in some ways, it reminds me of WAP. Anyway, for those of you that are older and have been around a lot longer, you'll know what WAP is. Hopefully that's helpful, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.